Hey, y'all. Go to holler. Get this egg out of this net box. I'm gonna have to set the phone down. Nope. Got it one-handed. How about that? How y'all doing this morning? Shows a few people on there, but it doesn't show any messages. Sometimes that shows that there's an issue with YouTube. We'll see. I'll give it a minute. Hank, what are you doing, buddy? Getting quite the late start this morning. Heather wanted to get up through the night and watch the meteors ordeal. Hey, James. James, so far you're saying, hey, Dave. So far, James, yours is the only message showing. Look, how big of a chicken egg. Pretty big one. I may have to restart the live. I don't know. James, if you can, let me know if you're able to see other comments. Let's see. Hey, there's Dave. It shows your comment this time. I don't know what's up with it. YouTube doesn't like me. You love Jesus more than it. Well, that makes two of us, Dave. Here we go. Yeah, I see it now. James, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with it. It doesn't show any of the previous comments, but after your first comment, James, then it's showing Dave's comments now. Hang on a second, guys. All right. Felix, good morning. Oh, man. Oh. Wake up time. Yeah, that kind of shifted everything. Her wanting to look at the meteor shower last night. It was pretty cloudy, though. She was the one wanting to do it, and I was the only one that seen any meteors. I seen a couple of them. Every time I'd see one, I was like, "Did you see that?" It was, I'd show her where it was. She said, "No." I said, "Well, for you being the one wanting to see these things, you sure ain't looking at the sky." Mystic, good morning. Thunder Outdoors, good morning. Hope you all are well. All right. Chapter 25 in Exodus, y'all. Chapter 25. Or, excuse me, 26. I wonder if I'm a little too late for Raquel. She's probably working. She might get a chance to jump on then. All right. Make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of finely twisted linen and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, with cherubim worked into them by a skilled craftsman. All the curtains are to be the same size, 28 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. Join 5 of the curtains together and do the same with the other 5. Make loops of blue material along the edge of the end curtain in one set, and do the same with the end curtain in the other set. Make 50 loops on one curtain and 50 loops on the end curtain of the other set, with the loops opposite each other. Then make 50 gold clasps and use them to fasten the curtains together so that the tabernacle is a unit. Make curtains of goat's hair for the tent over the tabernacle, 11 altogether. All 11 curtains are to be the same size, 30 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. Join 5 of the curtains together into one set and the other 6 into another set. Fold the sixth curtain double at the front of the tent. Make 50 loops along the edge of the end curtain in one set, and also along the edge of the end curtain in another set. Yes, this can get a little long-winded on these topics. I know it may, this information of the Bible, people really might get bogged down with it and bored with it. I understand. But I'm going through it, so might as well. Good morning, Sierra. Good morning, Sierra. At least it's letting Sierra send a message too now. I wasn't seeing anything at first, and it was showing a lot of people starting to get into the live. So yeah, I was kind of wondering. Then Dave said it's because YouTube doesn't like him because he likes Jesus more than YouTube. I think most of us in here like Jesus more than we like YouTube. Look, YouTube's a funny animal. 7 years on YouTube, roughly, and just a couple months, I think literally 2 months on TikTok. And literally, TikTok, I already have more subscribers on there than I do YouTube in just 2 months, maybe 2.5 months. So yeah, I don't know about that. Kind of a odd thought. So yeah, YouTube must really not like Jesus. I'm gonna get some coffee, y'all. TikTok is always picking on me and banning me. Yeah. I have noticed that with what I've paid attention on there. People get banned on there quite frequently. Gotta quit being bad. Just remember, live by the fruits of the Spirit. If you're keeping the biblical foundation of everything, TikTok, you don't have to worry about its standards at all. Much bigger group of people on TikTok. You might be right, yeah. And bringing you back and banning you again. My new goal is try to get banned within 24 hours. I don't know that I would try that goal. Yeah, I don't know why she's getting banned. Verse 11, I'll get into the read a little bit. Then make 50 bronze clasps and put them in the loops to fasten the tent together as a unit. Angry tarot card reader? Oh, I got you. Yeah, the tarot card reader is definitely out for Christians. Galatians chapter 5 covers that. We are to have nothing to do with tarot card readers. That's part of sorcery. That's a witchcraft deal. So yeah. I got you. Yeah. Just tell her you're a Christian. Maybe she'll understand why you ain't gonna buy nothing from her. I usually just drop this message in and keep it moving. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. there you go. As for the additional length of the tent curtains, the half curtain that is left over is to hang down at the rear of the tabernacle. The tent curtains will be a cubit longer on both sides. What is left will hang over the sides of the tabernacle so as to cover it. Make for the tent a covering of ram skins dyed red, and over that a covering excuse me. Wish my coffee was cool enough. Might have to give me a second here. This one's stuck a little bit. Alright, let me get a drink of milk or something real quick. Alright. You know how to control. Well, hey, that's just something you got to work on. You can pray about. And it can come together. I do too, James. I drink more milk than I do anything else. Alright, let's see. Make for the tent a covering of ram skins dyed red, and over that a covering of hides of sea cows. Make upright frames of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each frame is to be 10 cubits long and a cubit and a half wide, with 2 projections set parallel to each other. Make all the frames of the tabernacle in this way. Make 20 frames for the south side of the tabernacle, and make 40 silver bases to go under them, 2 bases for each frame, 1 under each projection. For the other side, the north side of the tabernacle, make 20 frames and 40 silver bases, 2 under each frame. Make 6 frames for the far end, that is, the west end of the tabernacle, and make 2 frames for the corners at the far end. At these 2 corners they must be double from the bottom all the way to the top, and fitted into a single ring. Both shall be both shall be like that. So there will be 8 frames and 16 silver bases, 2 under each frame. Excuse me. Also make crossbars of acacia wood, 5 for the frames on one side of the tabernacle, 5 for those on the other side, and 5 for the frames on the west at the far end of the tabernacle. The center crossbar is to extend excuse me. The center crossbar is to extend from end to end at the middle of the frames. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the crossbars. Also, overlay the crossbars with gold. Man, maybe it's cool enough now. Excuse me. KJV ramskins. The sea cows. Yeah, the sea cows, it says sea cows in some parts, and other parts it's saying ram skins. Let's see. Go back up, see where I could find the last spot. It said sea cows. Yeah, it says, well, it says ramskins dyed red down over here. But yeah, the NIV says sea cows in those other places. It's almost football season. Well, there you go. There you go. Cool. The only football I watched last year was Indiana versus Ohio State, because after I had found out Indiana had a perfect record and then they were playing Ohio State, I figured, well, I'll give it a chance. I'll watch them playing Ohio State. I said to myself, well, obviously Ohio State's going to destroy them, but I'll give it a shot. And at halftime, I went to bed, and Indiana was winning. I said, Ohio State will make adjustments, and they'll come out and just destroy them afterward. I wake up the next day, and I look up the score, and Indiana beat Ohio State. I was stunned. Did not expect Indiana to beat Ohio State. So, since I'm originally from Indiana, it was never my team. I was in Notre Dame territory. But I figured, well, hey, I'll jump in behind Indiana on this one. Might as well. That's where I'm from, so I'll jump on board. I'll bandwagon it this time. Well, then here come them in the playoffs. I didn't watch the playoff, I watched highlights against, I think, Oregon. I think. And then came the national championship. Absolutely blew my mind, but I figured, well, they made it this far. That's awesome. I figured, yeah, they're looking like Alabama when they're playing, in my opinion. It just seemed like I was watching Alabama play. I said, it's a national championship game. They've never made it there. Who knows? I said, Miami probably will squeeze the win out, though. You've been a Michigan fan since like 2005, 2006. I got you. Well, Michigan won the national championship a couple years ago. Bengals even. Oh, yeah. I am smothered in Bengals fans around here. In northern Indiana, it was a bunch of Bears fans. Bears and Colts. Go Blue. Well, there you go. There you go. But I haven't watched much football for quite a while, other than the Indiana stuff. All right, set up the tabernacle according to the plan shown you on the mountain. Make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen, with cherubim worked into it by a skilled craftsman. Hang it with gold hooks on 4 posts of acacia wood, overlaid with gold and standing on 4 silver bases. Hang the curtain from the clasps, plural, and place the ark of the testimony behind the curtain. The curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place. 2 different things there. There's the holy place and then the most holy place. Got to keep that in mind. Put the atonement cover on the ark of the testimony in the most holy place. Place the table outside the curtain on the north side of the tabernacle and put the lampstand opposite it on the south side. For the entrance to the tent, make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen, the work of an embroiderer. Make gold hooks for this curtain, and 5 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold, and cast 5 bronze bases for them. So this kind of stuff is a lot of the interest of even today's Jews, because there's similarities to the temple. Now, this is the tabernacle that they're hauling with them on the trails here. Ohio State fans mad when you wear your Michigan gear. Oh, I'm sure. Surprised you ain't a Mississippi fan. I was waiting for you to say that. Mississippi all the way, I figured. Yuck. Just was a thought. No, really, I still, I grew up as a Notre Dame fan. Supposed to be a Notre Dame fan still. Not really. I mean, with my background, you would think. But now that I'm a Christian, you think, man, it's hard to support a Catholic knowing what the Bible says on that. But I still like Notre Dame a little bit. But I really like LSU. I just I took a liking to LSU, and I don't know, I just kind of like them. You'd choose Alabama if you had to? Well, for good reasons, for sure. Roll Tide, roll. Yeah, Alabama had a lot of years of success. I think now they are the number one team with the most wins out of school history. It was Michigan and then Notre Dame, and then Alabama, I think, before Saban's years at Alabama, I believe. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm going to pick up in chapter 27 here. But you could care less. Yeah. I don't watch football much anymore like I used to. I haven't for a few years. Of course, I went a couple years without a TV. One TV went bad. Didn't worry about it for, I guess it was about a year and a half. Didn't even fool with it. You've always been a tomboy. Yeah. That's all right. All right, I'm get into chapter 27 here. And you shall make the altar of acacia wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. Hang on a second. Yep. The altar shall be square, and its height shall be 3 cubits. And you shall make its horns on its 4 corners. Its horns shall be of one piece with it, and you shall overlay it with bronze. And you shall make its pails for removing its ashes, and its shovels, and its basins, and its forks, and its fire pans. You shall make all its utensils of bronze. And you shall make for it a grating of network of bronze, and on the net you shall make 4 bronze rings, and its 4 corners. And you shall put it beneath under the ledge of the altar, that the net may reach halfway up the altar. And you shall make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. And its poles shall be inserted into the rings, so that the poles shall be on the 2 sides of the altar when it is carried. You shall make it hollow with planks, as it was shown to you in the mountain, so they shall make it. And you shall make the court of the tabernacle on the south side. There shall be hanging for the court of fine twisted linen, 100 cubits long for one side, and its pillars shall be 20, with their 20 sockets of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their bands shall be of silver. And likewise, for the north side length, there shall be hangings 100 cubits long, and its 20 pillars and their 20 sockets of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their bands shall be of silver. And for the width of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits, with their 10 pillars and their 10 sockets. And the width of the court on the east side shall be 50 cubits. The hangings for the one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, with their 3 pillars and 3 sockets. And for the other side shall be hangings of 15 cubits, with 3 pillars and their 3 sockets. And for the gate of the court there shall be a screen of 20 cubits, of blue and purple and scarlet material, and fine twisted linen, the work of a weaver, with their 4 pillars and their 4 sockets. All the pillars around the court shall be furnished with silver bands, with their hooks of silver and their sockets of bronze. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the width 50 throughout, and the height 5 cubits of fine twisted linen, and their sockets of bronze. All the utensils of the tabernacle used in all its service, and all its pegs, and all the pegs of the court, shall be of bronze. And you shall charge the sons of Israel that they bring you clear oil of beaten olives for the light, to make a lamp burn continually in the tent of meeting outside the veil, which is before the testimony. Aaron and his sons shall keep it in order from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout their generations for the sons of Israel. All right. Angry and cry when my teams lose. Well, it happens. It happens. I used to get angry with that kind of stuff too. I had to get over it. I had to man up and just say, you know what? It ain't worth all the fuss. Yep. Those days, I had to get over. Now, I can still get a little excited with it, but I don't, like I say, I don't even watch much of it anymore. I'm going to get some coffee, y'all. Just 1 second. Need to get the air conditioner rolling. All right. 28 next. I know, like I said, these kind of sections can bog people down, but it's still important. Chapter 28. Then bring near to yourself Aaron your brother, and his sons with him, from among the sons of Israel, to minister as priests to me. Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, some people say Eleazar, and Ithamar, Aaron's sons. And you shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother, for glory and for beauty. And you shall speak to all the skillful persons whom I have endowed with the spirit of wisdom, that they make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister as priest to me. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastpiece, and an ephod, and a robe and a tunic of checkered work, a turban, and a sash, and they shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother and his sons, that he may minister as priest to me. Justin, good morning. And they shall take the gold, and the blue, and the purple, and the scarlet material, and the fine linen. They shall also make the ephod of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet material, and fine twisted linen, the work of a skillful workman. I was little, I would cry sometimes. My mom and dad both would say things like that. My mom mostly, but yep, I had the same thing. Same thing. Yep, I completely understand that. It shall have 2 shoulder pieces, joined to its 2 ends, that it may be joined. And the skillfully woven band which is on it shall be like its workmanship, of the same material of gold, of blue and purple and scarlet material, and finely twisted linen. And you shall take 2 onyx stones, and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, the 6 of their names on one side and 6 on the other. Hold on. Oh, and the names of the remaining 6 on the other stone, according to their birth, as a jeweler engraves a signet ring. There, I'm adding another word in. As a jeweler engraves a signet, you shall engrave the 2 stones according to the names of the sons of Israel. You shall set them in filigree settings of gold, and you shall put the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod, as stones of memorial for the sons of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord on his 2 shoulders for a memorial. And you shall make filigree settings of gold, and 2 chains of pure gold. You shall make them of twisted cordage work, and you shall put the corded chains on the filigree settings. Verse 15, and you shall make a breastpiece of judgment, the work of a skillful workman, like the work of the ephod you shall make it, of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet material, and fine twisted linen you shall make it. It shall be square and folded double, a span in length, and a span in width, and you shall mount on it 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a row of ruby, topaz, and emerald, and the second row a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond, and the third row a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst, and the fourth row beryl, and onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold filigree. Mom threatened to whoop me. She'd be like, wait until I get home, so I stayed silent, and she'd forget when we got home. Well, I can't say that worked for me ever. I didn't get that. I definitely got my share of whoopings. And the stones shall be according to the names of the sons of Israel, 12 according to their names. They shall be like the engravings of a seal, each according to his name for the 12 tribes. And you shall make on the breastpiece chains of twisted cordage, work in pure gold. And you shall make on the breastpiece 2 rings of gold, and shall put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastpiece. And you shall put the 2 cords of gold on the 2 rings at the ends of the breastpiece. And you shall put the other 2 ends of the 2 cords on the 2 filigree settings, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod at the front of it. My dad, he just like, oh, I got you. I got you. I was just thinking as I was reading, sometimes when Mom would say something like that, if we were on our way to the house, sometimes it wouldn't be her the one doing it, and I wished it was. Depending on what it was, Dad would get mad enough he would jump the gun before she'd even have a chance. And that one hurt a whole lot worse. Yeah. I deserved mine too. I deserved mine, and that's, look, the Bible even supports to discipline your kids. God knows that it works. And that's why I don't subscribe, they say. I don't buy into this. No, you can't spank your kids in this state or that state, the new state laws. Well, you know what? God has sanctioned that as something for us to do. He knows that's the only way you keep kids in line. But as the evil ways would have it in this world, as we see throughout the Old Testament, even back then they had people just getting way off track and doing wrong, until somebody would finally get things on track, doing it God's way again, and then everything would get better. My dad allowed me to be bad, but if he was in a bad mood for work, whole different story. I got you. There's a bunch of stuff. You got away with a bunch of stuff. I did. Maybe every once in a while I'd get away with something. It wasn't much, but I did get away with a couple things every once in a while. I totally lost my place. I don't even know which side I was on. I think I'm right here. Verse, let's see. Yeah, I think 28. Verse 28. When he was in a good mood, he'd laugh at the bad stuff I did at school. Yeah, that's definitely not the structure of parenting that God is wanting for us to be. The cat just knocked over the other chair. I think verse 28 when we get back. I might as well top off my coffee while I'm up. All right. 28. And they shall bind the breastpiece by its rings to the rings of the ephod with a blue cord, that it may be on the skillfully woven band of the ephod. and that the breastpiece may not come loose from the ephod. And Aaron shall carry the names of the sons of Israel in the breastpiece of judgment over his heart when he enters the holy place, for a memorial before the Lord continually. And you shall put in the breastpiece of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be over Aaron's heart when he goes in before the Lord. And Aaron shall carry the judgment of the sons of Israel over his heart before the Lord continually. And you shall make the robe of the ephod all of blue, and there shall be an opening at its top in the middle of it. Around its opening there shall be a binding of woven work, as it were the opening of a coat of mail, that it may not be torn. And you shall make on its hem pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet material all around on its hem, and bells of gold between them all around. A golden bell and a pomegranate, a golden bell and a pomegranate all around on the hem and the robe of the robe. And it shall be on Aaron when he ministers, and its tinkling may be heard when he enters and leaves the holy place before the Lord, that he may not die. Serious stuff the Lord's putting out there. It's got to be exact. What are you sorry about? I don't know if I missed something else in the comments there. I don't see anything that you'd be apologizing for, to me anyhow. You shall also make a plate of pure gold, and shall engrave on it like the engravings of a seal, holy to the Lord. That's right. God knows them all. Oh, you're just fine. You're just fine. And you shall fasten it on a blue cord, and it shall be on the turban. It shall be at the front of the turban. And it shall be on Aaron's forehead. And Aaron shall take away the iniquity of the holy things which the sons of Israel consecrate, with regard to all their holy gifts. And it shall always be on his forehead, that they may be accepted before the Lord. And you shall weave the tunic of checkered work of fine linen, and shall make a turban of fine linen, and you shall make a sash, the work of a weaver. And for Aaron's sons you shall make tunics. You shall also make sashes for them. Man, this cat is all fired up. She just knocked over that chair again. And for verse 40, and for Aaron's sons you shall make tunics. You shall also make sashes for them, and you shall make caps for them, for glory and for beauty. And you shall put them on Aaron your brother, and on his sons with him. And you shall anoint them, and ordain them, and consecrate them, that they may serve me as priests. And you shall make for them linen breeches to cover their bare flesh. They shall reach from the loins even to the thighs, and they shall be on Aaron and on his sons when they enter the tent of meeting, or when they approach the altar to minister in the holy place, so that they do not incur guilt and die. It shall be a statute forever to him and to his descendants after him. Alex, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Yes, Jesus is King. Well, I finished chapter 28 in Exodus. It is a big chapter. There is a big book of the Bible, several chapters. We won't get through all of it today. I've got to check my phone. I did not get my phone charged last night. Alright, I got a little bit of battery left. I had it somewhat decently charged up before I went to bed, but I'd never plugged it in. Alright, get into chapter 29 here in a second. Alex, what are you into this morning? Yes, Exodus 29. Oh, man. Excuse me. I don't know if Alex is still on here or not. I was going to give it a second to see if he answered. Well, I'll get into 29 here. Excuse me. Now this is what you shall do to them to consecrate them to minister as priests to me. Take 1 young bull and 2 rams without blemish, and unleavened bread and unleavened cakes mixed with oil, and unleavened wafers spread with oil. You shall make them of fine wheat flour, and you shall put them in 1 basket, and present them in the basket along with the bull and the 2 rams. Then you shall bring Aaron and his sons to the doorway of the tent of meeting, and wash them with water. And you shall take the garments, and put on Aaron the tunic and the robe of the ephod and the breastpiece, and gird him with the skillfully woven band of the ephod. And you shall set the turban on his head, and put the holy crown on the turban. Then you shall take the anointing oil, and pour it on his head, and anoint him. And you shall bring his sons, and put tunics on them, and you shall gird them with sashes, Aaron and his sons, and bind caps on them, and they shall have the priesthood by a perpetual statute. So you shall ordain Aaron and his sons. Hudson, good morning. Well, there you go. Couple of you on here from Florida now. Good deal. I know Heather's been wanting to come down to Florida to go to the beach. That's a long ways off for us. We've got so much going on around here. That's going to be a long while. Gluttony is a sin. And you are... Oh yeah, I didn't get to read all that one, but hey, that's alright. I'm guessing it wasn't good. I got away from the... I guess I just turned the page. I guess I'll start right at the top. Verse 10. Not sure if that's where I ended, but that's where we'll go. What's that about, Sarah? What happened? I'll get reading here. I'll check for your message in a second. Hope everything's alright. Then you shall bring the bull before the tent of meeting, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the bull. And you shall slaughter the bull before the Lord at the doorway of the tent of meeting. He's trying to say you're a false prophet because you aren't perfect. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, hopefully he understands no human on earth is perfect. Yes, it is ridiculous. I caught myself. Oh, I got you. Okay. And you shall take some of the blood of the bull and put it on the horns of the altar with your finger, and you shall pour out all the blood at the base of the altar. And you shall take all the fat that covers the entrails, and the lobe of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and offer them up in smoke on the altar. But the flesh of the bull and its hide and its refuse you shall burn with fire outside the camp. It is a sin offering. So keep that in mind. He's telling them to go take the hide and its refuse, and you shall burn with fire outside the camp. It is a sin offering. That parallels with Jesus being taken outside of the city and and crucified outside as a sin offering for all of our sins. There's connections throughout the whole Bible. I was going to be rude back to that guy. Well, hey, some people are just out to spread negativity and no good. God says, vengeance is mine. That means it's not ours. There you go. That's right. All we got to do is pray for somebody like that. If anybody called his name. Terry, good morning. But yeah, if anybody called his name, we just pray for somebody like that they use the scriptures better every day to bring about the fruits of the Spirit. The love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. So, anything beyond that might have to watch out. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Terry. I'm in Exodus chapter 29. It's one of those sections that some people get a little bored with, but it's still in the Bible, so I'm trucking along. Verse 15. You shall also take the one ram, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram, and you shall slaughter the ram, and shall take its blood and sprinkle it around on the altar. Then you shall cut the ram into its pieces, and wash its entrails and its legs, and put them with its pieces and its head. And you shall offer up in smoke the whole ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to the Lord. It is a soothing aroma, an offering by fire to the Lord. Hey, James, what's your King James say? Let's go verse 17 there, where it says, Then you shall cut the ram into pieces and wash its entrails. Does yours use the word entrails there? I'm not sure what this other one says here. 29:17. Let's see. Just kind of curious there. Maybe this one will define it a little bit different. 29:17. Okay. It says the inner parts. So, I'm guessing the guts. I was trying to make understanding of that word. So, you're just fine, Terry. Go for it. Keep going on the chat. Inwards of him. Okay. So, that and entrails is close. The NIV just says inner parts. So yeah, I just was making sure, just trying to figure out exactly what that word was. I'm going to get some coffee and I'll get back into it. Hang on. No. Oh, man. Phew. All right. I'll get back into it in verse 18 here. Exodus 4. Well, you'll get a preview. There you go. Entrails at offal. Okay. Entrails, offals, inner parts. His says inwards of him. All right. And you shall offer up in smoke the whole ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to the Lord. It is a soothing aroma and offering by fire to the Lord. Then you shall take the other ram, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram. And you shall slaughter the ram, and take some of its blood, and put it on the lobe of Aaron's right ear, and on the lobes of his sons' right ears, and on the thumbs of their right hands, and on the big toes of their right feet, and sprinkle the rest of the blood around on the altar. Now, I'm going to just throw out something I'm not sure about, but I do know there are a lot of people that use the Bible, and or at least that I have heard through the years. This is when in my younger years that people make their kids be right-handed because of the Bible. I'm going to guess this may be one of those places that they go to kind of push that thought. I'm not sure, but I think that is what I've heard. Innards, as we say, yeah. Yep. Well, I'll just make it, because entrails, I wasn't sure quite if that, what that meant. I didn't know if that meant something very specific on the innards there, but Farron, good morning. We're in Exodus chapter 29. Let me see. I'm picking up in verse 21 when I get back into it. Here, left-handed. My oldest daughter is left-handed. My middle girl, she's pretty well completely ambidextrous. She writes mostly with the left hand. She can still do well with the right hand, but if she plays ball or something, she's completely right-handed. She can't do it left-handed. But she's a very good artist and everything with her left hand. What are you doing, Rosie? I scared her. I went to pet her and it scared her. Well, you definitely got one up on me, because I'm certainly not ambidextrous. I'm pretty well left hand retarded. It is rare. You sure ain't right. Sarah, I don't know about you, kid. Both parents are left-handed. Well, how about that? Well, hey, there you go. All right, 21. Then you shall take some of the blood that is on the altar, and some of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it on Aaron, and on his garments, and on his sons, and on his sons' garments with him. So he and his garments shall be consecrated, as well as his sons and his sons' garments with them, with him. You shall also take the fat from the ram, and the fat tail, and the fat that covers the entrails, and the lobe of the liver, and the two kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and the right thigh, for it is a ram of ordination. Excuse me. And 1 cake of bread, and 1 cake of bread mixed with oil, and 1 wafer from the basket of unleavened bread which is set before the Lord. And you shall put all these in the hands of Aaron, and in the hands of his sons, and shall wave them as a wave offering before the Lord. Hold on, 25 next. I got behind here. My dad is ambidextrous, but I'm all right-handed. Seemingly, we use both sides of the brain equally. Well, there you go. You guess you use the right side of your brain? Right side is for artistic stuff. Left brain is logic. Huh. Well, I definitely had to shut down the left half of my brain then when I first got into Christianity, because the logic that I was fighting with on some of these things, I had to work past. But then again, you come out with the trust in God and the fact that His intelligence far exceeds ours. The left side probably starts working in a totally different fashion up in that lobe up there. Supposedly, yeah. I don't know. You may be right. All right, verse 25. Pretty decent sized chapter here. And you shall take them from their hands, and offer them up in smoke on the altar, on the burnt offering, for a soothing aroma before the Lord. It is an offering by fire to the Lord. Then you shall take the breast of Aaron's ram of ordination, and wave it as a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be your portion. And you shall consecrate the breast of the wave offering, and the thigh of the heave offering, which was waved, and which was offered from the ram of ordination, from the one which was for Aaron, and from the one which was for his sons. And it shall be for Aaron and his sons as their portion forever from the sons of Israel, for it is a heave offering, and it shall be a heave offering from the sons of Israel from the sacrifices of their peace offerings, even their heave offering to the Lord. And the holy garments of Aaron shall be for his sons after him, that in them they may be anointed and ordained. For 7 days the one of his sons who is priest in his stead shall put them on when he enters the tent of meeting to minister in the holy place. Ginger Cat, good morning. Our fleshly side cannot understand spiritual things. It definitely can have a bad pastor. My pastor told me when I was a child I was the devil's minion because I was left-handed. Well, there you go. Some of that old school stuff. He probably gets that where I just read the blood need to be on the right lobe of the ear, the right thumb, the right foot has, blood on the big toe. Probably for some reason. Thinks that you got to keep with the right hand on stuff. I don't know. I don't see it. You never get notifications our brother in Christ, Michael, the Obey the Gospel channel on here, he said the same thing a couple weeks ago, and then he had to go back in and redo the notification settings. And now I guess he gets them, at least as far as I know. But usually he's asleep in the mornings when I'm on here. He'll be up late enough sometimes, which of course I got up late this morning. That's why I'm on right now. I gotta watch my battery. Hang, let me check my battery. Yeah, I've got a little bit longer I can go. I've got to get this battery charged up. But yeah, he had the same issue. $11 p.m. here in Australia. Wow, it's 9 in the morning here. 11 p.m. Pretty cool. James, that might be what Michael did. I'm not sure how he did it. I got you. Yeah, I'm not sure how Michael handled it, but it works for him now. It wasn't working for him, which I have figured that out on mine. There's a lot of channels that I don't get notifications for, and every once in a while I have to go in and mess with that and get it going again. It's a little pain in the neck, but gotta roll with the punches. I don't know if it's something to do with the algorithms. That is what they say, algorithms, right? I don't know if it's something to do with that suffocates the notifications or what. If you go to the same channels all the time. Oh, really? Well, I don't know. All I do know is I find it astonishing. 7 years on YouTube. And I'm thankful for however many subscribers I got. Fine, whatever. I'm not really worried about a monster channel, a giant channel. I'm more worried about getting God's Word out now. I mean, it never used to be that way. Used to, it was just to throw videos up just for the fun of it, whatever. But now it's more about getting God's Word out to people. But 7 years on YouTube and just 2 months on TikTok, and already have more subscribers on TikTok than I do on YouTube. That's astonishing. CC, I better sleep. Hope to see you again here. Terry, you get you some good rest. I'm glad to have you on. I re-rung the bell. See how that goes. Well, there you go. Now, you may not get anything tomorrow. I go back to work tomorrow. I might go live tomorrow evening or Saturday evening, but that's a maybe. Just depends. Here lately, work has been wearing me out, and I just come home and I just get in the recliner and relax, and I don't I don't have really the right kind of energy and focus to read well, so I just get my rest and just get through the weekend. Now, this coming Sunday, no, I won't get to. We've been having church service here at the house on Sunday every night now. We had to do it so that way Heather gets to partake of worship service. So we have our own here at the house. But this week's going to be really late because I've got the jail ministry to go do. That starts at 7 o'clock Sunday evening. You're always here. Well, thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. We'll get some coffee here and we'll finish Exodus chapter 29. Well, thank you, Terry. God bless you too. It only gets worse as you get older, John. Yeah, I understand. Yes, age will affect things, but you do your best to keep on trucking. It's just this heat that we've been working in is what's really causing it to be so rough. I seen some video yesterday saying that we may be getting ready to have the worst winter that we have seen in over 100 years. It says even the southern states are going to get hit harder than they have in over 100 years. And we know what happened last year. And they said in this same video yesterday, they said last year's winter was the worst in the south it had been in over 30 years. I think is what they said, over 30 years. But now supposedly by late October it's going to be in the low 20s. I have no idea if there's any truth behind that, but we'll see. Bring that winter on. Yeah. Well, we shall see. All right. Verse 31. And you shall take the ram of ordination, and boil its flesh in a holy place. And Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket, at the doorway of the tent of meeting. Thus they shall eat those things by which atonement was made, at their ordination and consecration. But a layman shall not eat them, because they are holy. And if any of the flesh of ordination or any of the bread remains until morning, then you shall burn the remainder with fire. It shall not be eaten, because it is holy. And thus you shall do to Aaron and to his sons according to all that I have commanded you. You shall ordain them through 7 days, and each day you shall offer a bull as a sin offering for atonement, and you shall purify the altar when you make atonement for it, and you shall anoint it to consecrate it. For 7 days you shall make atonement for the altar and consecrate it. Then the altar shall be most holy, and whatever touches the altar shall be holy. Now this is what you shall offer on the altar: 2 one-year-old lambs each day continuously. The one lamb you shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer at twilight. And there shall be 1/10 of an ephah, maybe it's an ephah, I'll say ephah, of fine flour mixed with 1/4 of a hin of beaten oil, and 1/4 of a hin of wine for a libation with one lamb. Let's back up there. Of beaten oil. The only thing I can think, it's olive oil, and they're beating the olives to get the oil out of them. That's probably where that's coming from. Let's see. I already got a cute winter jacket. Well, there you go. You haven't bought clothes for about 20 years? Hey, if you don't need to, you don't need to. I'm with you for the most part. I think one time in the past couple of years, I myself had to stop by the farm store to get a pair of pants. Raquel, good morning. I was running a little late, Raquel. Heather wanted to get up through the night and go out and watch the meteor shower. She didn't even get to see one. I seen a couple. It was pretty cloudy. You're at work cooking that smoked meat, ain't you? No. Yeah. I don't go to stores. If I go to stores, it's a farm store, auto parts store, or hardware store. That's it. or a gas station. If I've got to stop in at the filling station, then I get gas, whatever. Other than that, I don't go. Okay, let me add. Or if we've got to travel to the right place for whatever reason, I'll go to the hunting stores too. I will add that. But grocery stores, nope, I'm out. Typical blokes. Yep. Yeah. Let me back up here. Yes, she said to the smoking, the barbecue. What's this guy asking about races for? Doesn't he know there's one human race? All right. Oh, let's see. Where am I at here? And there shall be 1/10 of an. Okay, I read that one. 41. That's where I was picking back up. Verse 41. And the other lamb you shall offer at twilight, and shall offer with it the same grain offering as the morning, and the same libation, for a soothing aroma, an offering by fire to the Lord. It shall be a continual burnt offering throughout your generations at the doorway of the tent of meeting before the Lord, where I will meet with you, to speak to you there. And I will meet there with the sons of Israel, and it shall be consecrated by my glory. And I will consecrate the tent of meeting and the altar. I will also consecrate Aaron and his sons to minister as priests to me. And I will dwell among the sons of Israel, and will be their God. And they shall know that I am the Lord their God, who brought them out of the land of Egypt, that I might dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. All right, Sierra. Well, Sierra, I'm going to be getting off here in just a moment because this battery's about dead. I don't know if you're able to hear that. I didn't charge it last night like I normally do through the night. I didn't even plug it in. But it was mostly charged when I went to lay down. It was, I don't know, somewhere in the 80s some percent. And then, of course, it dies a little bit through the night. I'm not sure where it's at right now. Yep, it's in the red, so it's dying. Well, y'all, I'm glad to have the time reading with y'all this morning. It only shows a couple people left, but I never believe this is very accurate. Hopefully we have some people that's been strolling through, may not be Christians, that might actually have listened a little, gained a little interest, maybe. Maybe we can bring somebody to Jesus, or at least a little closer, plant the seed. Maybe somebody else will water it so God can make it grow. Lord willing, that is right. Yep, definitely glad to do it. I'm going to try to do it maybe tomorrow night. So that way we can get some in for tomorrow. What do you think of Catholic did to South America, Mexico, and Philippines? Well, I'm not sure what you're getting at there, Ken. I don't know what the Catholics did to South America and Mexico and the Philippines. I'm not sure. Hey, you stay cool too, Ginger Cat. It's been a hot one out. I don't know. I was going to give it a minute here to see if Sierra jumped back on. I know she said she'd be back right about the time I ended that chapter. I was going to give it a second so we could tell her bye, but I don't know how long she's going to be. Ginger Cat, I, I hope all is well with your son. Hope he's comfortable, at least as comfortable as possible. Keeping the prayers going for that. GBU. I'm not sure what GBU stands for, James. Hey, you have a good day too. No magic. We gotta stay away from the sorcery. Witchcraft is out. As a Christian, you cannot partake of it. We Christians cannot partake of it. Basically, what the Vikings did, but with religion and separating children from their parents. Okay? I'm killing them. Oh, the Catholics went in and killed the kids. Is that what you're saying? He is in theater today for bone marrow. Oh, therapy probably for bone marrow biopsy. Okay, well, certainly keeping him in prayer. Well, I don't know if Sarah is close to being back on. Let's see. Where is my theater? They have to drill to his hip to extract. Oh boy, that's quite a bit. There's Sarah back. I was waiting on you to get back, Sarah, because I'm jumping off here. I end up looking up and was starting to say that I'm going to end the live right after you said you'd be back. Yep, definitely keep strong prayers going. Yeah, my phone's about dead, Sarah. And in the position that I have it, I can't keep the charger on it without having to turn the phone sideways. So, I'm jumping off. I would be on usually about a half hour longer, but I didn't have the phone charged. You too, Sarah. Get out there, y'all, and preach that gospel. I don't know if those other guys are still on here, but if so, Jesus died a pretty rough death. His death was definitely a lot of pain and suffering on that cross. They buried him and he was raised to life by God the Father, defeating death for all of us. We get eternal life out of the deal if we just follow him. All right, y'all. God bless you, and get out there and preach that gospel. Sierra, find some young women to preach the gospel to, or some kids. Take care, y'all. God bless.